Have you ever seen something so terrifying that it froze you in place? Something you knew couldn't be real, but every fiber of your being screamed it was? A few months ago, I had an experience that shook me to my core, a moment that made me question reality itself. It happened in my own home, during a quiet vacation, and it's a story I'll never forget. Stick around because this true story isn't just about fear. It's about love, loss, and the things we don't realize until it's too late. Hit that subscribe button, grab a snack, and let's dive into the scariest moment of my life. It was late April, and I was on vacation. My parents had gone out of town for 3 days, leaving me at home with my grandma. She was 68, full of life, always telling stories or cracking jokes. Our house was quiet, just the two of us. And honestly, I was fine with that. I wasn't in the mood for big adventures. I just wanted to chill, listen to music, and maybe cook something for us. Our kitchen has this one-way glass window. From inside, I could see the backyard, but from the outside, it's just a reflective surface. No one can see in. It always felt safe, you know, like a little shield between us and the world. That afternoon, I was in the kitchen making soup for me and Grandma. I had my earbuds in, vibing to some music, chopping veggies, stirring the pot. It was just a normal day. Or so I thought. Then, things started to feel off. First, I accidentally touched the hot stove. My hand burned, and I yelped, shaking it off. No big deal, right? Just a clumsy moment. But then, as I reached for an egg to crack into the soup, it slipped from my hand and smashed on the floor. I sighed, grabbed a rag, and bent down to clean it up. That's when I heard it, a loud thud from outside. I froze. My heart started racing. I stood up slowly and looked out the one-way glass. There, in the backyard, was something. It was tall, shadowy, and it was staring right at me. I know, the glass is one way. No one should be able to see me. But this thing, its eyes locked onto mine like it knew I was there. Its face was twisted, almost human but not quite, and there was this dark, wet stain around its mouth, like blood. I couldn't move. My whole body felt like it was pinned to the floor. The music in my earbuds faded to a dull hum as my eyes stayed glued to this creature. It didn't move, didn't blink, just stood there staring. My mind was screaming, "This isn't real, this can't be real." But it was right there. I don't know how long I stood there. Seconds, maybe minutes. But then I saw a wooden stick leaning against the counter, probably left from some old project. I grabbed it, my hands shaking, thinking maybe I could scare it off. I took a step toward the back door, my heart pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. I was about to open the door when something in me just snapped. I couldn't do it. I dropped the stick and ran. I bolted downstairs to my grandma's room thinking she'd know what to do. She was always so calm, so wise, but when I burst into her room it was quiet. Too quiet. Grandma was lying in bed, perfectly still. I called her name, "Grandma, Grandma, wake up!" But she didn't move. I shook her gently, my voice trembling. Nothing. She was just sleeping. I sat there for 5 minutes just trying to calm down, telling myself I was overreacting. Maybe I'd imagined it. Maybe it was just a trick of the light. I called my parents, who were still away, and told them everything. The creature, the staring, the fear. They laughed it off, said I must have had a bad dream or maybe watched too many horror movies, but I knew what I saw. It wasn't a dream. It was real. The next 2 days were kind of a blur. I didn't see the creature again, but I also didn't see Grandma much. I thought maybe she was just resting. Maybe she wasn't feeling well. I'd check on her, but she was always in bed, quiet. I didn't want to disturb her. When my parents finally came home, they went to check on her. That's when, honestly, everything fell apart. They tried to wake her, but she wouldn't respond. They called an ambulance and I just stood there, numb, as the paramedics rushed in. Later, the post-mortem report came back. My grandma had passed away a day before I saw that creature. A day before. I couldn't believe it. I'd been in the house with her thinking she was just sleeping, but she was gone. And then it hit me. That creature, that shadowy, terrifying figure with blood on its mouth. What if it wasn't a monster? What if it was her, my grandma, trying to reach out, trying to tell me she was gone? Later, the post-mortem report came back. My grandma had passed away a day before I saw that creature. A day before. I couldn't believe it. I'd been in the house with her thinking she was just sleeping, but she was gone. And then it hit me. That creature, that shadowy, terrifying figure with blood on its mouth. What if it wasn't a monster? What if it was her, my grandma, trying to reach out, trying to tell me she was gone. I'd been so scared I ran from her. I didn't listen, I didn't understand. That moment haunts me. Not just because of what I saw, but because of what I didn't do. I didn't spend more time with my grandma that week. I didn't sit with her, talk to her, hold her hand. I was too caught up in my own world, music, soup, my little routine, and now she's gone, and I can't get that time back. That creature, whether it was my grandma's spirit or something else, was a wake-up call. It showed me that life is fragile and love is urgent. So I'm sharing this story with you because I want you to think about the people in your life. Call your parents. Hug your grandparents. Tell your friends you care. Don't wait until it's too late, because you never know when that moment might come. Thank you for listening to my story. It's not easy to relive, but if it inspires even one of you to hold your loved ones a little closer, it's worth it. If you've had a creepy or meaningful experience like this, share it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if this story touched you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss my next video. Until then, stay safe, and keep your loved ones close.